Hello, this is time for us to do the thing of the Tower of Galaxy, blah blah blah. Here we go, we're up to something like we're going over quite a lot of comics again. So here we are, and also, trust, bit of a new thing. As soon as I finish off doing this, there's going to be a bit of a break, or so. Then I'll be doing a new series, focusing on characters changes throughout their production history. Not heroes, but villains. Yes, this is going to be a fun one. Anyway, we've got two quick issues to go through. Fantastic Four number 33 and 34. 33 and 34 are the sort of little fun, quick ones. They're more the simple fights more than anything else. There's a 33 is more of an issue to do with doing the submarine. It's doing the team fighting against someone winning is an evil villain named Dorma. No, Dorma's a person against an evil emperor general named Achama. It's more of a simple fun from beginning to end. They beat him up, they save everyone, blah blah blah. And some weird armor can get weird looking. There's just some silly little fights from beginning to end. Please ignore that, please ignore that, please ignore that, please ignore that. And also the important thing is that for this issue it's hinted between why on earth the two now fall in love with each other. Either Weed and Susan. There's some decent fights, some really cool moments with the Thing. And another one is the Ron Petunia. Weed ends up saving Sue when she nearly drowns. Then he continues to go into a fist fight again. And the four are now on the raft. Doing that one. Issue 34 Max I'm going to try and skip completely. It's basically just a bad guy tries to manipulate and trick everyone. But something blah 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 happens and then whatever. The real important thing is that this guy's going to turn up later. I'm serious, he turns up in about issue turns up in about later. I don't think it's this one, it was it later, it's one or two. But now we got a bit of an important one. Calamity on the campus. In which he's at State University where Weed, who actually was there, arrived. Just to make a speech. They holy. You want to say, how long is huh? Well, ain't that nice here. Hey, pal. Now this was, holy smoke. They feel like they will lay weights. They are. I don't have to get muscle bound up here. Brilliant. That's a great quick. They encounter Dean, and then they walk along. And then they encounter Xavier and Cyclops. Weird personalities. Apparently, a teacher again. There's apparently there's a professor who's apparently does something. Wants to create a device or something. Diablo escapes now red for some reason, even though he was purple last time. The two of them start picking each other again. Then Peter encounters then the two of them encounter Spider-Man and his identity. This is the reason why he joins Empire State a different university. I'm serious, it's absolutely hilarious. The two of them have a bit of fun silliness, a bit of goofy, a bit of light-hearted. Diablo encounter. So the professor shows Diablo his Dragon Man. Very powerful looking dragon creature. I think he was a physicist when he gets brainier. It activates, and the Dragon Man gets in a bit of a terrifying battle. Doesn't go as brilliantly. Heads up, tree. It's already had a minute. He cares for a tree, apparently. So I'm getting a bit of weird weather outside. It's a bit more, we get more of a fun battle from beginning to end with new powers. They end up going to battle from beginning to end. They nearly defeat him, then Diablo's unconscious. Diablo again tries to kill them. Go up Banana's bow again. Then the Dragon Man crashes him into a pool. The professor decides to permanently stay there. Whilst the two of them have left. Whilst soon we leave. So that's the main thing. We'd ask Sue to marry him. And now we got a long story now. Not like 3 or 4 parts, like 5 or 6. You get the beginning, with everyone revealing about them having just been engaged. You get the flower joke, and the Ancestry Boy kids. Then we get the 544 with some extremely stunned. Yes, Paste Pop Pete is his actual name. It's stupid. The villains of the team up of the Wizard and Sandman, not the one you think of. Paste Pop Pete. And Medusa. Another thing, Medusa, yes, she's a human one. The bit of the backstory of her was that she was mind wiped, and the Wizard was using a control chips on her. And that's why she's technically evil in this situation. Tony says after the fact he's planning on making these special colour fireworks to help out the thing. They end up showing Wizard shows off his new instrument and costumes. They end up deciding to redesign the costume designs. And then we get all the superhero groups there. It's pretty fun, quite sweet. Spidey isn't. I love the fact that Spidey doesn't sew up and he just nicks a cake. Okay, that's brilliant. The plan with 504 is to slowly have Medusa grab the thing and trap him. It doesn't really work well because the battle then begins. Sandman ends up crossing him badly. Glue gun doesn't really work well. Sue makes invisible balls. He ends up creating anti-gravity machines. Join was out attacks somewhere. I think he's out doing stuff. Johnny ends up battling all 4 of them and gets stuck in the cockpit. So Johnny ends up grabbing them. Then we're going to go a bat flying sequence again. They go downwards and he crashes. An even more bonkers Belfry into end. And then they crash. That's into this issue. SC-37. A distant star. Interesting. Johnny ends up accidentally getting on fire thanks to Weed's stupidity. Turns out they want to do something in order to get back at the pain that the Skrulls have given to her father, the fact that he killed her father. We get an evil general called Moat. Then we get to a battle situation. Bing. They end up flying via a special ship thing to test Weed's new power thrust drive. This goes to interesting flight situations. We've got a really cool looking scene actually, give it credit. Then we get a big battle from beginning to end. And we get something else about Moat's evil plan or something. Then the Skrulls end up fighting back. You get a weird thing with the king, I think. Then he gets given his power away. Everyone fights back again. Powers. Then we get a bit of a bananas battle. We try it again. The Skrulls are defeated, blah 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 blah, and that's in the story thingy. Both Moat is killed whilst someone lives. They leave. And then they're able to arrive for the wedding rehearsal. I think we get 3 parts actually now. Bananas the big story actually from the new end. A Vital 4 return. We have to quickly summon them up. Dick Donald. There's a very uncomfortable looking scene from them. The wizard ends up seeing Thomas ends up finding Wizard. Then we get the 4 meeting up again. Do things. Wizard ends up showing up his power again. So he's captured, correct story. Then we get a bit of a. Then the Weeds tries to find them. Right. Turns out they dumped them on an island with a powerful detonation device. A bonkers situation again. The team end up fighting. using badly. Slips crest. Bonkers. Getting Titanic 5 million to end. Sue is able to barely able to escape. The team is able to get out. And then a Q bomb, apparently, as it's called, starts to explode. And then Titanic explosion begins. That's the end of this one. Then we get to issue 39, the beginning of the two parts. A blind man shall lead them. And this guy. MMS. What? The US Navy, I think, finds them. They've apparently cooked it from exposure and human exhaustion. Turns out they've lost their powers. So temporarily, Sue ends up creating devices to help them. So you now have to practice to understand how it works. And then we get Doom. It's in a plan. And the powerful hypnotist realizes something. And there was a then Doom realizes from the Fantastic Four issues what's going on. Doom ends up showing how generosity and gratitude is treated with him. And then we get Daredevil. He ends up fighting them. Fighting, trying each other. And gets a bananas power, with Daredevil becomes Daredevil. And he helps out. Doom's device creates it. And with Doom put a very polite and simple theme. The Fantastic Four shall now die by the hand of Dr. Doom. The team ends up fighting each other, and he's fighting the Fantastic Car, which he ends up using. A bit of bonkers situations. Doom ends up using his devices to create chaos. They end up using gas cylinders to blow up the damn thing. Then Doom realizes that the four are now powerless. Get rid of bonkers about going to end. Love that line. Doom doesn't waste any time. I hear an object going towards me. I'm sure it's intended to increase my lifespan. It's brilliant, that snark. Thunderbolt 4 figuring out the plan, then they all go into battle. Apparently Johnny lost his eye. Then we get a massive battle, the Battle of the Baxter Building. Doom creates special devices to try and find the four. Somehow that happens. Daredevil ends up going to find Doom. Yeah, a bit of a bonkers battle from beginning to end. Doom and Daredevil fight each other. Apparently, Ben lost the robot he'd been using for that issue or so. End up fighting going through again. Reed gets Penny blown up. And then St. Battle gets around. You're more tense. He gets a bananas fight. Then he ends up activating his powers. And then Doom escapes. Then Ben becomes the Thing again. Then we get a pretty fierce fight again. And then Doom runs up everything. Ben fights back stronger, and stronger. Even after the punishment, he still never gave up. At the very end, he crosses his hands. This victory he suffers for years. Then Ben leaves. Team members leaving. Ben Grimm, 2. Johnny Storm, 1. Let me get to an even more bonkers trilogy of things. They fight. They end up trying to end up clearing up the battle after the final fight. Now past Peace Pop Pete's becoming a trapster. We're still going to call him Peace Pop Pete. Medusa's being Medusa. Whoever decided to call him the Weaker Six. He tries to figure out what's going on. The wizard uses a thing to make them evil. Johnny evil. They'll make Ben evil. We get a bananas fight from each end. Intense fist biting. They're all trapped. Then Sandman tries to defeat him with a gun. With his sand fist doesn't work. Then the team ends up fighting each other. Then Ben is allowed to kill Weed, ending this issue. Kill free. It's free. Then we get an insane one. I think this is more of a battle from beginning to end. With Johnny, with Weed escaping. Johnny going to Super Flame. Johnny probably going to escape. Then we get Bear and Banana's battle from beginning to end. It's a very fierce and intense fight between Ben and Reed. I swear getting a name mixed up, that's not perfect at them. Ben traps Reed in the thing against the pot thing. So, okay, so that's what we reduce it instead. We're getting more bananas fighting. Ben ends up knocking Pasty out. Him up. Reed ends up freeing Reed. Then you have to keep waiting. Ends up using tear gas against them. And getting more bonkers fights. And this is the end. Then Johnny is apparently killing them. Then we get to the "Lo, there shall be an ending" F. In hot, no pun intended, pursuit. They end up getting away. The team ends up fighting back still. Become unconscious. Something's going on. We're getting more bonkers fights. The chaos begins. Ben is knocked unconscious. Dean is extremely angry. Plans using the motion changer, which we'll be seeing soon. Then the four end up getting in there. Then the battle for them begins. Gets a bit of bananas fighting each round. Then he wakes up. And Ben is back on their side. Then Reed is now up. And Johnny's up, and so everyone teams up. It's back on track. Team is nearly defeated, and that's the end of this one. There are bonkers situations, but they will. Next time we'll be starting off with the famous annual issue. And continuing on then, see ya.